Welcome back. We're looking at the short story, and we're going to be looking in this segment at theme, which learners find particularly difficult, but it really shouldn't be. In literature, a theme is a broad idea in a story or a message or lesson which we learn from studying a text. The message is usually about life, society, or human nature, and themes are universal ideas. So if we're reading a story like The Coffee Cart Girl or The Luncheon, what do we learn from that story? What is it saying to us? That is the theme. Try not to express themes as one word. Try to develop your word into a whole sentence and then into a paragraph. Let's have a look at the end of the story, The Coffee Cart Girl, and let's see if we can't work towards theme. The following day, China did not visit Pinky, nor the next. He could not decide to go there. Things were all in a barbed wire tangle in his mind. But see her he must, he thought. He would just go and hug her, say nothing, but just press her to himself because he felt too mean even to tell her not to be afraid of him anymore. What do we see has happened? Something has gone wrong in this relationship, and we see that Pinky is now afraid of China. How is he feeling? He feels mean, so he feels guilty. He is ashamed of how he has behaved, but clearly he cares about her. He has to see her. Now try not to say, one of the themes of this short story is love, because that really tells us nothing. What is the author saying about love? Well, if we focus on China, we see that in a love relationship, people can make mistakes. They can make the wrong choices, and those choices can ruin a relationship. We see from this paragraph that China knows that what he has done has been destructive, and he just wishes he could put it right. So we're looking at the mistakes in relationships. We're looking at guilt and shame, but we're also looking at commitment. He really feels committed to this girl. Let's continue reading. The third day, the law came. The law is the police. It stepped up the street in goose march fashion. So this is very frightening, very threatening, very military. The steel on its heels clanged on the pavement with an ominous echo. Ominous means something bad is going to happen. It gave commands, and everything came to an end at once. Black man's coffee cart was not to operate anymore in the city. Makes the city look ugly, the city fathers said. Black man's coffee cart. Who do you think the city fathers are? The likelihood is that they are white. So what we've got is the conflict between black and white. So you might say, well, a theme of this story is racism. But that's one word. You need to try to say, what is the story saying about racism? So let's just look at this again. Black man's coffee cart was not to operate anymore in the city. Makes the city look ugly, the city fathers said. Now, are the city fathers are the people who control the city, are they being reasonable? They say, you cannot have a black man's coffee cart because it looks unsightly, it looks messy. The people who are working in those coffee carts are trying to earn a living, legally, in a decent way, providing a service that people want, coffee and pancakes. But the white people don't want them there, and they remove them. So what are we seeing about racism? We are seeing that racism is unjust, that racism is cruel, that black people are deprived, they are not allowed to have, they are deprived of economic opportunities. So that's what the story is saying about racism. And you need to try to get to that point. Don't just say one word. Ask yourself, okay, but what's the story saying about that word? So what we've seen are two themes, if you like, in this story. One is everything about the love relationship between China and Pinky, and the other one is related to this broader social setting, which is an apartheid South Africa. And there are two themes operating, and they work also across each other because China and Pinky's relationship is affected by the broader social setting of apartheid South Africa. So that's what you're doing when you're looking at theme. You're getting to a word, and themes are not hidden. They're there, they're right in front of you in the text. Get the word, then say to yourself, what is the author saying about that word? And then use the evidence from the story to support your argument. Let's just read a little bit more. For several days, China, unaware of what had happened, called on Pinky, but always found the coffee carts empty and deserted. You can see here how the two themes are working together. Look for the clues. We've looked at short stories, plot and story, character, setting, tone, theme. You need to practice these skills every time you read. From me, bye-bye.